as you kind of see where we're going and how the world's changing, especially with everything that's happened through the 2020 and 2021 with COVID, remote work, et cetera, what's going to have the biggest impact for you over the next, let's call it 5 to 10 years? To keep on innovating in this space, transforming organizations and changing the world, even if it's just helping children and families with better education and finance. But what's going to be some of the biggest things you think that are going to affect that transformation or that journey for you?
I think about this all the time. I'm sure other executives and all the companies think about this all the time. And one of the biggest things that we have seen over the last, let's call it decade, 2 decades, is companies who can adapt quickly to what is going on around them. And most importantly, listening to the customers and where the customers are going and how the customers are thinking about it is the key for success. That has only been accelerated by COVID and what happened through the pandemic, because it necessitated a lot of people who were kind of holding off on jumping into all things digital to do it, because it just forced people to do so. I mean, we saw that at PayPal when I was there. I'm seeing that at Greenlight through what has happened at Greenlight through the pandemic. And all that to say, how can companies be nimble? How can Greenlight be nimble and listen to the customers? Really keep an eye out for what is going on around us in terms of tech, in terms of the cultural changes, the whole 9 yards is the biggest one for success, in my view, over the next 5 to 10 years. Sure, tech and being on top of it and being at the bleeding edge of all things tech to be able to leverage the latest and greatest to be able to serve our customers. Absolutely, it's table stakes. I think more importantly, it'll come down to, again, people and being nimble, being able to adapt to change quickly. And most importantly, as executives and as the C team members in any company, how do we, again, handhold people with empathy and compassion to lead them towards what it needs to be able to be successful is going to be the key. Because we've seen so many companies around us where, as the saying goes, we did everything right, but somehow we still failed. The only reason those play out is when the companies are not 2 steps ahead of where things are. Again, that starts with listening to the customers, listening to what's going on around us and going after it.
Having that agile mindset and then being open to feedback. And that kind of goes along with your empathy and compassion statement, right? Is let's make sure we're listening, not just talking, and make sure that we're taking that and feeding it back into the process. One of the most challenging things you can ever do as a leader of an organization, though, is make sure that you're hearing that and not putting your own twist on it.
Part there is, it's not like, okay, you did it once and as a result, you'll do it forever. Because every day I come in and I'm like, oh my God, I missed that in the last, I don't know, pick whatever time frame. Oh, I should have over-indexed more on this. And for me, it always starts with our own personal journey, right? Our own demons we fight, if you will, as individuals. Because some of these things, it's not like riding a bicycle where you did it once and as a result, you won't forget. Because a million things are going on a day-to-day basis. And you end up over-indexing and just get blindsided by, oh my God, I just totally did not listen there. That's the biggest fallacy I've realized for myself, where it's not like learning how to ride a bicycle. It's about going there every day and keeping that the square inside of what you do and saying, okay, let me not lose that.
I used to talk about this with a couple of my guys, and we have to treat every day like day one. Like, you can't forget yesterday, but today's still day one.
So true. And the Amazon mantra of day one is so applicable to everyone, right? I mean, that is what it all comes down to.
Yeah, that is one of their favorites, right? Treat everything like day one. Occasionally there's the day two, but focus on it, though.